Hey, what's up, everyone? So I just now finished watching this season 3 of the Cobra Kai, which I'm a big fan of. I like the first and the second season. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm a little hungover. Had a little to drink last night, but that's okay because I got to stay in bed all day and just binge watch this TV show. So let's start with the first episode, which is called Aftermath. This episode, I think, is intentionally kind of slow. They're pretty much just getting you reacquainted with everyone and everything that happened in the first and the second season. There's not too much that goes on in this episode. It's kind of slow, but still a good one. Let me just say, in this episode, and all episodes, in my opinion, Johnny just steals every scene, man. This TV show is him. I know the main character is starring Ralph Macchio, but in my opinion, it's Johnny, man. He did real good in this episode, and all of them, really. Now the second episode is called Nature versus Nature. Now this episode gets a little silly. This one might be the one I like the least because they go and they visit these guys in jail, and that scene right there is just so unrealistic. All the things that happen when they slap the guys around in jail and the guard looks away. Nah, man, come on, that was just lazy writing. They needed some kind of excuse or something, you know. But what are you gonna do? And then because they pursued a guy who stole the van or whatever, and he goes to a chop shop and they go inside and they kick everyone's ass, but I don't know, not a single guy has like a gun. These are like criminals, man. And it's also, this episode's a little predictable. When he woke up in a coma, I saw it coming a mile away. You've seen it before in other TV shows, but it's hard to write some original stuff, so I get it, it's cool. Now the third episode is called Now You're Gonna Pay. Now in this episode, things get a little boring. It's a bunch of things that have to do with car dealerships, contracts, and stuff like that. I don't know, I didn't find it interesting at all. I like to see stuff about karate because, you know, it's Cobra Kai. I mean, it's the Karate Kid, right? But they had something to do with some business dealings with a rival car dealership or something. I didn't really like that episode too much. Now the fourth episode, that one was really good. When he goes to Japan and he sees how everything's changed. You know, the little village that was there before, it ain't there no more. It's actually a mall. I mean, he reunites with his old friend. Now I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but his old friend Kumiko, from Part 2, Karate Kid Part 2. That was real cool to see. And I gotta say, man, she looks nothing like the actress or the character from the movie from Part 2. Pretty sure, I mean, it's her, but she really changed. Like she's thinner now, of course older, but they don't resemble each other at all. Yeah, this one was really interesting because you also get to see him reunite and confront I don't even know if I'm saying it right, Chosen, even though it's spelled with a Z. Yeah, their interaction really interesting, man. You know, I like how they patch things up. They learn from each other. That one's really good. The fifth episode, which is called Mayagido, this one's pretty interesting because Chosen and Daniel actually fight again, and he teaches them certain techniques, you know, that come in handy later on. But yeah, again, the interaction they had, real interesting. I also like when Johnny takes Miguel to a concert and it's Twisted Sister. I didn't expect that one. I like what's his name? Yeah, the lead singer of that band is a funny ass dude. They should have gave him like more of a role, but still cool. Yeah, and this is where Miguel starts getting better. You know, he actually starts moving his feet to the beat of the music in the concert. So that I didn't expect. I thought it'd be different, but that was pretty different, pretty original. Now the part that's kind of hard to believe is that the little girl that he saved in Karate Kid Part 2 is actually the vice president of the company that he's there for. I mean, what are the chances, man? But you know, whatever, it's a TV show, you gotta suspend disbelief. But yeah, it was interesting seeing all of them come back together and reunite. Now episode 6, which is called King Cobra. I think this is the one where we're introduced to the experiences of Kreese in Vietnam. Now, these parts I like very much. The Vietnam scenes, I think they should have, they could do like a spin-off. Cause that one had me really interested. What his background, what was he about, what he went through, and what he went through is really interesting, man. I mean, we've seen a bunch of movies about Vietnam, but they had a whole little different take on it. And it's hard to write original stuff now, but they did it. They actually did it. Oh, I'm telling you, Johnny, man, this dude, every time he's on screen, he's just funny as hell. And I was laughing my ass off when he was going around taking fake pictures to post on Facebook so he could look like I guess a decent guy. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but that was funny as hell. Yeah, and then they come up with this weird deal to with the strip mall owner to kick out Kreese out of his Cobra Kai location, his dojo. And that didn't make any sense, because if they do that, you just go somewhere else. But they thought it was a victory, but it turned out not to be. Episode 7, it's called Obstaculous, something like that. I can't even pronounce what the hell it's called. Yeah, and this one, Miguel finally gets his ability to walk back, you know, thanks to Johnny and his crazy ass methods. But they work. Yeah, and in this one, we're introduced to Johnny's new karate team, or whatever you want to call it. And the name just cracked me the hell up. Hawk Fangs, I think it was called. And the picture on their shirts is just fucking hilarious. But yeah, that is a pretty funny one, pretty funny episode. Now episode 8, which is called The Good, the Bad, and the Badass. In this one, Robbie gets out of juvenile hall finally. Now let me say something about his stay in juvenile hall. He has a bully in there. There's a few of them, but there's like a leader of the bullies. Yeah, man, his character, man, he just wasn't fleshed out. There was no real motivation behind all the bullshit he did to him. There's no reason. They should have given him some kind of reason, you know, anything. But if for some reason he just kept fucking with him, that's it. I don't really, I don't know. They could have really gave that kid a background or some kind of reason for him to be for the reason why he was the way he was, you know. This is one. In this episode, I think they go to the council, some kind of meeting, city council meeting, to determine if the tournament's gonna get canceled or not. Oh, that part is so crazy. Everybody started just talking shit to each other and just cursing each other out. That one was pretty funny. And yep, in this one, Johnny finally gets it on with Miguel's mom. Now, episode 9, which is called Feel the Night. Yeah, in this one, Ali, I think that's her name. She meets up with Johnny, and you know, you get a little nostalgia and stuff. Now, episode 10, the final episode of this season, was, I think, probably the best episode. But of course, they do that. They show you the very best one at the end, right? They did it with season 1 and 2, and this one packed a punch for real. But I had a few issues with it. There's a big fight scene, just like the high school fight scene in season 2. They have a big fight going on inside a house. But this time, it looks very choreographed. You can straight up tell. They're pulling back the punches too much. You can see the distance between a fist and a face a little too much. They're not trying as hard to swing their legs or arms. And in the high school one, it looked really good. The choreography, you know, the fight stuff looked really good. Not so much in this one. And then we get our final flashback. I think the final flashback of Vietnam. Whoa, that shit was intense. The whole snake pit thing. It reminded me of Mortal Kombat and shit. Like, two guys going at it, and whoever dies, whoever loses just falls down in the pit. You know, this one is a snake pit. Luckily, there were no spikes underneath, but it was still very interesting to see that. And yeah, I think that's when Kreese started getting really ruthless, like really no mercy. He showed no mercy to his opponent. Straight up killed him. You know, didn't have to. Could have saved him, but chose not to. But yeah, now you got Kreese has a real interesting background. Now you understand him a little more. Now you understand why he is the way he is, you know. So that was real cool. And yeah, when they confront him at his dojo, both Johnny and Daniel, whoa, that was fucking crazy. Only thing I had an issue with, but there's no way around it, is that you can tell it was a stunt double for Kreese, because he's an older guy, you know. He can't move the way he used to, you know. That's understandable, but you could really tell. They edited it pretty well though. You can't tell too much. You gotta really pay attention, but you know, it's forgivable. Yeah, and at the very end, I guess they unite Daniel and Johnny and his students and their students. That's gonna be pretty interesting. I could guarantee you that in season 4 they're gonna collide as far as their ideology and their techniques and all that. No way they're gonna stay united for too long, I think. But it was still nice seeing that. So yeah, I'm looking forward, man, to season 4. I like this. It's a good family show. Parents can watch it with their kids and stuff. It's real cool. So from 1 to 10, I give this season an 8. Yeah, I'll give it an 8. Real good. I think I like season 2 better, but still good. Alright, y'all. That's it for this video. Stay safe out there. Make sure to subscribe.